let me preface this. I love you, love your family very dearly. But you pulled off one of my pet peeves of a ball game.
What was it?
You pulled off one of my pet peeves is wearing another team's
Oh, yes, we did.
jersey
Yeah.
and hat to a stadium where that team is not playing in it. That I just do not like when people do that. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like to wear just a hat or a subtle shirt is fine, but to wear the full out jersey and the hat, you guys look great, but it is one of my biggest pet peeves when people do it at games, man. I
You
do
know,
not get it.
you know
I
what's
do
funny?
not get it.
I wasn't planning on doing it, and my dad was like, "Yo, we got to do it." He's like, "Yo, we
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
wear our colors." Like that's how he
yeah,
said it. And I was like, "Dad, we're going to a Yankee and Nationals game.
yeah,
Both teams hate the Mets."
yeah,
I was
literally.
like, "Is this the smartest thing to do?" He was like, I'm doing it."
I,
I'm
I,
like, "All
d-
right, not gonna let you do it." Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Two-man podcast. Welcome to the
oh,
Two-Man Podcast, everybody. Here we go. Episode
woo!
38. Tyler, how we feeling today?
Dude, I woke up so happy today just knowing it's Thursday and football is back. I cannot
Hell
wait.
freaking yeah. When this episode drops, guys, Friday afternoon or Friday morning, whatever it is, whenever you're listening to it, Thursday's night's game will already be done. Hopefully the Chiefs come out on top over
Nope.
Tyler's Ravens. We wanted to wear these and just kind of give an early prediction a
Yep.
day after you guys are watching the game.
Yep.
But we got a lot in store for you guys. Tyler and I are very excited that football is back.
Mhm.
We got a lot in store for you guys, and Tyler's going to read over everything for you. So, Tyler, tell them what we got.
Yeah, we got a jam-packed episode. Me and Carl have been pretty busy lately, so we're gonna start off with a little trip me and Taylor took to our friend Jamie's birthday party with a backyard hibachi, which I will talk all about. And then we're gonna go to a little two-man, two thoughts, two ballparks. Carl went on the road for a little bit with a trip with his family. He got to see two ballparks that you're gonna hear all about. And then we're gonna stay on the baseball category, talk a little bit of September baseball, but mainly about two MVP races that may be closer than you think, maybe. And
Maybe.
then we'll go a little bit into Post Malone's country album, which we waited for so long, into a little Jimmy Buffett giveaway game I went to last night with the Argoats. You know, brings up some great times about tailgating as well, which we'll go into. And then we'll talk a little fantasy football since football is officially back, which means throwing money away on our fantasy teams, on these imaginary teams is back. And then we'll end the season. We'll talk about our real favorite teams, the Jets and the Giants, predicting their fun season up ahead. How's that sound?
Yo, it sounds great, Tyler. I'm so excited that football is back, and then we could talk about all this great shit.
Yes, I'm so excited. But right before we talk about football, I'll just get right into it. I'll talk a little bit about backyard hibachi, which seems to be the new craze.
Yeah, dude, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like more people are doing it. I know we were just talking about this recently, but I know you went to a party a few months back, and
Yep.
around that same time, there was like two or three other people we knew that were also doing backyard parties. It seems like a good thing to do for a bachelorette trip. You know, just bring a guy, one grill, and it's good hibachi. And I was skeptical at first, but it turned out great.
Yeah, dude. How many people does she end up having?
She had 23 people. Which
Wow,
was
it's pretty good.
yeah, it was a big crew. So I got scared when it was one guy with one, flat grill top comes in the backyard. He's got his coolers and everything like that, and he gives you the whole thing like you're at a hibachi restaurant. The green salad, the lo mein. You get your two proteins, and obviously the best part, he brings basically unlimited sake, which is just unbelievable. I don't know if your guy was the same and
Yep.
he just kind of let you guys do whatever you want. But we had free reign with the sake, and it turned out only how you could imagine.
Dude, you know what's crazy about that is that the reason why I asked how many people you had because I
Hmm.
think we had like 30 to 35 and we
Damn, yeah.
actually had two chefs
Oh, okay.
because there were so many of us. They had two chefs
Hmm.
and like one guy would go around with a sake gun squirting
Yeah, yeah.
sake in somebody's mouth and then the other guy would like be preparing the food and then they would
Hmm.
kind of switch back and forth. Like one guy was making the fried rice, one guy was making the shrimp, one guy was
Yeah,
making the chicken, all
yeah,
the other
yeah,
meats and stuff.
yeah.
But dude, it was dope, man. I really enjoy it, and it's like quality food too. I mean,
Hmm.
like, how much did you pay?
I think it was like $60.
Yeah, like I think like that's well worth it, honestly.
I think it's well worth it because you obviously throw in travel for him. But if you go to like a hibachi dinner, and even if you don't get drinks, I feel like it costs you $40, $50, $45
Exactly.
dollars.
Yeah.
So you throw in some extra money for a tip and drinks. I didn't mind. I was yeah, like the only thing I was scared about is if the food was going to be worth it. But this guy, I couldn't even tell how long it was taking because he was just distracting us. He was doing
Yeah,
all the
because of the
tricks of the
sake.
trade.
Yeah.
He literally, put the green salads down. He passed around the sauce, and he went around one time with like a sake bottle, and then he, tried to bounce the broccoli into people's mouths, and then he passed around the veggies, and then he basically gave Jamie or Josh or whoever wanted the sake gun and said, "Go to town."
Go to
And
town.
he literally just said, "Yeah, go to town."
Go crazy.
I kept looking at Casey, or when Casey was looking away, I would go like, "Hey, Jamie, Casey wants some. See how long he can go." And then obviously at that point, with all the guys on our corner of the table, it was a contest who could last the longest. And we
Of
went through
course.
quite a bit of sake. Even at the end, we emptied the sake gun that we started putting. I think we put a Michelob Ultra in there at the end. So we were having some beer as well. So I
That's
couldn't believe how
awesome.
much free reign we had with just this amount of sake in the back. But I loved it. I think it was great.
That's crazy, dude. No, it's such a fun time. I mean, like you said, it's like the new craze. I feel like I see it everywhere. You can do
Yeah.
it for a birthday party, bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, and I feel like it's like something different.
Hmm.
You go to a bar so many times, you go do different things. Like,
Yeah.
why not just stay at home and do it in the backyard? Like, it's pretty cool environment.
Yeah, exactly. And especially because a lot of the sake was going in my mouth, but a lot was also going all over me. So by the time I was starting to like sober up a little bit, I was like, we have to go because I stink like sake and I'm stoked. So, it's something that it's so nice that you can go back to your house or be, within a drive away from the apartment to kind of go back to. So I think there's nothing better than these performers, these sake performers and chefs.
Yeah, dude, I'm a huge fan of hibachi too.
Yeah.
So, the fact you got to do that was really, really cool.
Yeah, the food was good. We were scared at first because he was like, I think he was running like 15, 20 minutes late. So we were like, great, he's not going to show up.
The same thing
I
to
guess
me.
it's pizza dinner. I guess it's pizza for dinner. No
Yep.
problem. Like we were starting to get scared. We didn't pay him yet because obviously you just pay him when he gets there. Or
Yeah.
at least that's what we did. We had all cash or whatnot lined up for the guy.
Damn, that's a
But
fat
I
check
know.
for that guy.
No, I know. Could you imagine? Because he, yeah, because 23 times 60 is a decent amount of money. And,
Yeah.
besides like ingredients and travels, I'm sure the place pays him a little bit. Half that could have been tip, honestly.
I
Ha-
bet you it's his own company.
It could be that too. It
I mean,
could be
think
that
about
too.
it. I mean, that's $1,300, and he probably paid like maybe $300 for all that food, maybe a little bit more. He's
Yeah,
probably making a decent amount of money.
I would say so, especially if it is his own personal thing and he schedules
Yeah.
it so he has one in like the early afternoon, one at night. It's a fun job to do. I would love to do it if it was actually paying a decent amount of money.
Two-man hibachi. We're doing
Coming,
it.
coming
We're
to you.
doing it.
That's
Coming, coming to a backyard near you. Coming to a backyard near you.
Dude, I would love it because even me and Taylor were joking. I said, I would wonder if they would come over for just two people. You think you could hire some guy for just the two of us, sit in the courtyard in our apartment complex, and just we watch from a distance?
I saw this funny thing on TikTok, and it was like this guy living in a New York apartment, and
Hmm.
he's like, I come home and my roommate has a hibachi chef just like in the living room, like while he's watching TV, like cooking in front of him,
Oh, I
and
think I've seen
and he goes, I come in, and then he's like, it was the greatest thing ever, and then he's like, then we're taking shots with the sake guy, and
that.
then all of a sudden he just goes mute, and he's like trying to kill us, and we're hiding in the closet. Then it was like he's just joking. Then he hugs us, and then we become best friends. I was like, what?
What the hell, man?
It was
That's
such a
crazy.
it was such a like a roller coaster of emotions in the video. I thought I was there. But hey, you could probably do it. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I'll hopefully it doesn't isn't a horror story or
Yeah,
whirlwind of emotions like that one, but that's crazy. But yeah, that was my weekend a couple weekends ago, and I know you just traveled as well.
I did. I did. Yeah. So went to two different ballparks and made a little trip with the fam. We went to Baltimore to go catch a Orioles versus Houston game. It was actually a Sunday night baseball game, which was pretty
Nice.
cool. So went to go see that. The Orioles did lose. But it was a good game, back and forth. Bregman ended up, basically opening up the game. It was like tied
Uh-huh.
in going into the seventh, eighth inning, and then they
Uh-huh.
hit back-to-back home runs starting with Bregman.
Nice.
So Bregman homered and ended up staying that score to the end of the game. They ended up
Hmm.
winning by two.
Nice.
And then I went to a Nationals game. It was Nats Yankees, which was really cool. A
Mm.
lot of Yankees fans down in DC.
Nice.
And the Nationals ended up winning, which was cool to
Crazy.
see a home team win. But
Yeah.
definitely was still rooting for the Yanks there.
Hmm.
Got to see Judge hit a double, which was cool.
Hmm.
Had really great seats at both ballparks.
Mm.
Respectively enough, I sat the first game. We sat on the first base side at you know at Camden Yards,
Yeah.
and then at Nationals Park we sat on the third base side, which was cool. Sitting two different places of the ballpark I don't usually normally sit.
Hmm.
And uh really cool, relatively cheap for tickets, like in
Nice.
my mind at least. I think the first game we paid like $70. The second game we paid $80 a ticket, so
Not
like
bad.
in like grand scheme of things, like when I usually go buy tickets at a game, it's like 80 to $100, and
Hmm.
you're not sitting as great seats. I was like probably the furthest back I was like 10 rows,
Yeah.
so relatively pretty good seats for field level. So honestly, dude, both stadiums were absolutely beautiful. Like
Yeah.
the vibes were really cool. Camden Yards, I think, was just like a little bit better in my
Hmm.
opinion.
Yeah.
If I were to be going with like a group of friends, I
Hmm.
would say I think Nationals Park was probably the
Yeah.
better like environment.
Hmm.
But Camden Yards, I think, just like aesthetically, it just like was really cool. Like you walk around the whole ballpark and it seemed like there was a lot of stuff to do. Like they had like a kids area where
Hmm.
there was like a tree house. They had games behind it where you could play like skee ball. Like
Nice.
they had axe throwing. They had like
Cool.
that game where like they have like the you have to throw the baseball and knock over like the bottles. I don't know what the
Oh
name of
yeah.
that game is.
I don't even
They
know if
had
there is a
that.
name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had that section, and then in
Nice.
center field they have like all the statues of like former players that like played there that were like great. So
That's
um
cool.
like Palmer and I'm
Who was
trying.
it? Probably Robinson and
Yeah,
Ripken, maybe.
Robinson, Ripken, yeah. So
Yeah.
all those like great players like enshrined in statues in the
Oh, that's awesome.
outfield,
Yeah.
which was like really cool to see. And like
Yeah.
I feel like there was like everywhere you were going, like every
Hmm.
view in Camden Yards, there was like not a bad view in the whole ballpark.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, which was absolutely like amazing. I mean, like granted, like we're from New York, we're
Hmm.
Mets fans. Like I'm like spoiled. I go to like City Field at least like 10 or 15 times a year,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like City Field in my opinion is like a beautiful ballpark. But
Oh
it's like
yeah.
it's cool to see these different parks and like kind of
Hmm.
just how like the fandom does game days over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of like there wasn't a lot of tailgaters really in Baltimore.
Hmm.
But like inside the stadium itself, like there's like a bunch of really cool bars you can go to.
Hmm.
There's a lot of different food like surrounding with different cool names like
Yeah.
uh, just that has to do with Baltimore.
Yeah.
Um but then Nationals Park, I think, was really cool because, um, luckily enough, I accidentally booked like an Airbnb that was on the road to Nationals Park. I
That's
didn't mean to
crazy.
do this. Like,
Yeah.
I was just trying to find like a Airbnb because we ended up bringing the dog with us on vacation.
The
So yeah, so I was looking for a like a pet friendly like Airbnb. So it ended up being like an apartment building uh overlooking Nationals Park.
uh-huh.
And what was really cool was they closed down the streets surrounding the stadium because it's right in the middle of like the Navy Yard in DC, which is an
Mm.
area in DC. And my favorite part about it, which for those who have been there, is called the bullpen. It's basically your like typical like frat like darty pregame spot,
Nice. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so you go to this place called the Bullpen. They have live music, and it's like basically just like a parking lot, but it's in the city. It's like a
Yeah.
patch of like concrete, and surrounding they have all these like different like think of like hot dog stand types, right? Like
Hmm.
surrounding the perimeter.
Yeah,
of the parking lot, and like each place sells beer. They had like whiskey, they had like
dude, that's sick.
food, like
Yeah.
yeah, and like you get a bunch of different things like at these different vendors. Like there was even selling cigars at one of the booths. Me and my dad were very tempted. We didn't get it,
I would have pulled
and
the
then
trigger so
yeah,
quick.
and and it was great too, is it was like relatively like cheap,
Yeah,
like compared to like stadium pricing. I thought they were gonna like absolutely like rip us off. Like
yeah,
a tall boy was like $9, which
that's not bad.
if I got that in the stadium, it would have been probably like 15,
Double.
you know?
Yeah, literally.
So you save a couple of dollars there. And then like I was looking at the food. We didn't end up getting food in it, but like they had like $3 hot
Oh
dogs.
my God,
They
I would
had
have
like yeah,
abused that.
yeah, I was like, what? They had like $3 hot dogs. They had like $6 like tenders and fries. I was like, yo, what the hell? I was like,
Yeah.
if we didn't just eat just now, I was 100% going to buy something. But like we had
Oh,
just eaten right before.
oh,
So
all right. Well, at least you ate. Like, yeah, because
yeah,
if you go to like Yankee Stadium, I mean, it's Yankee Stadium, but like their chicken baskets, I think are like $20.
yeah.
So stuff. So I would have definitely tried to use and abuse as much of the cheaper food outside before
Yeah,
going
that's what I'm
inside.
saying. And I think they put on like we didn't stay there long enough, but I think they put the game on in the bullpen, like outside, if you don't even like want to watch like or go into the game. So I
Yeah,
was like, dude, like this would be sick. You just hang out at the bullpen the whole time. You can watch the game.
yeah,
Like it's like you can't beat it. But
yeah,
the stadium itself too, like super clean, like really cool.
yeah,
I like I said, I think I liked the actual ballpark of Camden Yards better,
yeah. Of
but
course.
um the vibes of National Park were just flawless.
Yeah, and sorry, keep going.
Taking pictures with the presidents, like the mascots, like
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
walk in through the center field gate, like they're just out there, like you ready to take pictures with them. It was
yeah.
a cool vibe, man. Cool
Yeah,
vibe.
that's really cool. And I know my sister went there too, maybe like a year ago, and she said the same thing about like the tailgating and the bars and stuff like right outside in the ballpark. And I don't know how long it's been around for, but imagine when that team gets good again
Yeah,
and has
dude.
playoff baseball there, because that place before, during, and after games is going to be crazy. Like that would be the
Dude,
place to be because especially if they do put the game on outside, you don't really even have to go to the game because it's not part of the stadium, right?
yeah.
So
It's
you
not
could
part of the
just
stadium,
so
no.
you could just enjoy that and then
Yeah.
celebrate if they win after a playoff game. That's all I'm thinking about.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
hoping they turn it around.
Dude, yeah, it was sick because we went to a so we've talked about our friend Benny on this pod
Oh
before.
yes,
So Benny lives now in DC, and he met us at the game, and then we went for a couple of drinks after. It was a Tuesday night. The game was still sold out because it was against the Yankees. A lot of Yankees fans
of course.
hanging out there, and we went to a bar like right down the road, and the bar was packed still after the game, you know?
Hmm.
So bunch of bar, it was like every other bar was packed. They had a karaoke bar, people were doing karaoke.
Hmm.
I wanted to get on there, sing some tunes, but
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't end up doing that. They had a pizza place down the block that was open like, an hour after the game, so if you wanted
Hmm.
pizza after the game, you could have gotten pizza. It was like,
Nice.
fairly decent. I ended up going there while they were closing. They gave me like a whole pie for free, basically.
That's
Like I
pretty cool.
paid for like 4 slices, and they gave me the rest of the pie. They were like, just take it. I was like, no way.
Nice, nice. No, I'm glad to hear you had a great time, and I honestly just remembered something. And let me preface this: I love your family very dearly. But you pulled off one of my pet peeves of a ball game.
Oh, was it?
You pulled off one of my pet peeves is wearing another team's
Oh, yes, we did.
jersey
Yeah.
and hat to a stadium where that team is not playing in it. That I just do not like when people do that. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like to wear just a hat or a subtle shirt is fine, but to wear the full out jersey and the hat, you guys look great, but it is one of my biggest pet peeves when people do it at games, man. I
You
do
know,
not get it.
you know
I
what's
do
funny?
not get it.
I wasn't planning on doing it, and my dad was like, "Yo, we got to do it." He's like, "Yo,
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah,
wear our colors." Like that's how he
yeah,
said it, and I was like, "Dad, we're going to a Yankee and Nationals game.
yeah,
Both teams hate the Mets."
yeah,
I was
literally.
like, "Is this the smartest thing to do?" He was like, "I'm doing it."
I,
I'm
I,
like, "All
di-
right,
I,
not gonna let
I,
you do it alone."
I did figure because it's probably something my dad would do too. Is you have to rep your colors, and I would back him up too. I figured it was your dad's call, but I saw the picture and I went, "Oh man, the people I hate, the heels of the game, just wearing a team like you said, two teams that absolutely hate you. Like sometimes when I go to like a Rangers and like Blue Jackets game at Madison Square Garden, and a guy walks in like a Islanders jersey. It's like, what are you doing? You know, you just want shit. Not, I know you guys didn't, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, why? Why? In my head, why?
So the craziest thing about that, I'm so glad you brought this up,
Yeah.
is we're wearing our Mets stuff. The amount of Let's Go Mets I got at a
Oh.
Nationals
Oh,
park
okay.
was fucking ridiculous. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, listen, because like that's my favorite thing. If I'm wearing Mets stuff, Mets merch, and if
Yeah.
somebody says "Let's go Mets" to me, dude, I'm amped up. Like
Oh,
I'm
absolutely. Yeah.
absolutely amped
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
So random people like just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
walking through, like, dude, let's go Mets. One person was like, honey, I told you I should have worn my Mets stuff. And
God
I'm like,
damn it.
wow, what the hell? And I was like,
That's yeah.
because like I'm on the same like wave as you, kind of
Yeah.
like, because to the Baltimore game, I just wore a regular hat. I wore
Yeah.
like a shirt that had some orange in it, like very unbiased.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, it's funny that you say that because we actually did get a lot of Let's Go Mets. And I was talking to Benny because,
Hmm.
Benny lives down there now. He
Hmm.
works for the Capitals.
Yeah.
And he says the craziest thing is that DC fans don't chirp you.
Hmm.
Like, he's like, I could be at a Capitals game. I could be wearing Rangers gear, two teams that absolutely hate each other. And
Yeah.
the Capitals fans will not chirp the Rangers fans. Like, they just won't do it.
They're just too, I guess us New Yorkers are just so mean. We're just so
Yeah.
mean spirited and love chirping each other. But no, I
Yeah.
do see where it's coming from, especially if you want to blend in. Like I've seen people just wear like Padres gear at like
Yeah.
random games because it's like that is the only baseball jersey you have. You get it. It's like I don't know though. I never got it. I never agreed with it, especially if the team is kind of a rival with them. But
No, it was actually really funny. My dad wore his Mets hat, but just like a regular blue shirt
yeah,
to
yeah,
the Orioles game.
that's
And
fine. That's fine.
we're sitting in the outfield, and we were sitting in the outfield for like the first like couple of pitches, just
Yeah.
like taking a view of the stadium. And my dad turns around and there's this other guy wearing a Phillies hat.
Oh my
And they look at
God.
each other and they kind of like do the Spider-Man
Yeah,
meme. They
yeah,
point at each other, and my dad's like, and it
yeah,
was
yeah.
so funny. It was like enemies in enemy territory. It was
Yeah, yeah.
hilarious.
Like the hat I get. The hat I'm cool with because, who doesn't want to wear a hat?
Oh,
Subtle.
so just wearing the full gear is just not okay.
Yes. Yes. Or like the jersey. I don't get it.
No,
Not that I don't get it, but I never like it. I never
I
like it.
concur. I concur with you. I
Yeah.
listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've done it multiple times in the past. Like I went to a Yankees game, like a Yankees Red Sox game, and I wore like a Blue Jays jersey, like a Donaldson jersey, because I just didn't want to rep
Yeah.
the Yanks.
I
I've done
do.
it.
Yeah. I do get
I've
it.
done
I
it.
do get it. I just don't like it for some reason. But, I'm not going to hate anyone for it unless they're wearing a jersey I don't like. But anyway, we'll get off that topic. Just wanted to throw it in there, but we'll stick kind of with the Mets a little bit,
Yeah,
who
let's go
have turned
Mets.
it around. And we did want to talk a little bit about some MVP conversations coming up, which kind of all of a sudden involves, Mets shortstop Francisco Lindor out of nowhere, someone who we have talked about on this podcast months ago, hitting so poorly back in April, hitting right around 200, and he's turned it around recently, and he's kind of throwing himself in there as maybe, just maybe, he can win it over Otani. There's some arguments to be made, so we'll start with that one, the NL MVP.
Yeah, definitely. The NL MVP race is crazy, and I honestly think it's more to the debate than it actually is because
Yeah.
of a couple of key factors. First of all, Lindor was having an abysmal
Yeah.
like April, May, like terrible, like
Hmm.
career terrible numbers. Like he was batting like around like 200,
Yeah.
which is wild. Just to kind of read off the stats because I have them pulled up right now.
Hmm.
Um, He's now batting 274. If in May, I'm pretty sure he was batting like just under 200
Yeah.
or around 200.
Yeah.
The fact that he's even close to 274 is crazy because
Hmm.
like that's a good average. Like that's
I
like what
agree.
he usually averages, and like for a shortstop, like that's fantastic. He
I
now
agree.
has 30 home runs,
Yep.
84 RBIs. He has an OPS of 0.844.
Crazy.
And then he's got around like 84 RBIs, 50 walks, like, and he's only struck out like around 100 times
Yeah.
this year, which is like also crazy because that is like always usually through the roof.
Yeah,
And
and
not to mention he also has like 26 stolen bases too.
yeah, crazy. Which
So
he's doing it
putting up
all.
numbers. Yeah,
Yeah,
he really is.
yeah. The only problem is, obviously the name everyone's talking about, rightfully so, also is Shohei Ohtani. I have his numbers
Yeah,
here as well. I mean, he's got better numbers in almost every category.
every category.
Because Otani, 290, he's in 290, 44 homers, 99 RBIs. His OPS is 988. And I'm pretty sure he's got like 46, 47 stolen bases. So
He
he's on
does.
pace to
Yeah.
be the first ever 50-50 player,
50-50 player. Yeah.
which in it of itself is historic
And incredible.
and incredible. But, what every stat that Lindor has is still behind Otani's, but the thing that he does have is, he's the leader of that club. He's their shortstop. He's great on defense. Like he changes the games every night.
He's playing both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Like I saw something that says like WAR. Granted, I'm not like a huge WAR guy,
No,
right?
yeah.
But like, WAR's like wins above replacement,
Yeah.
and like Lindor's is like 6.9 to like Otani's like 6.5 or
Hmm.
6.6, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's only beating him by a couple percentage points, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that he goes out every day. He plays both sides of the ball. He's a
Hmm.
factor on both sides of the ball. He's
Yeah.
saving runs.
Yeah.
He's creating runs
Yeah.
for the team. He's helping the team win every night. Not
Hmm.
saying Otani isn't,
Yeah.
but Otani is only a DH. And if not only will Otani, if he does end up getting he's on pace for it, the 50-50 season. It will be the
Yes.
first in history. That will be historic enough. You can back check this. I do not think another DH has ever won
I
a
think
MVP award
I
before.
think you're correct about that.
Yeah, I do like, and there's been some absolutely amazing DHs to have some absolutely amazing careers and
Hmm.
some insane seasons. And I'm I don't think a DH has won before, so it would be the first time that position has ever won
Yeah,
an
you're right.
MVP.
They have never won MVP,
Yeah.
a
So
DH.
I don't know. Listen, not to take anything away from Otani, I'm just kind of giving, Lindor his flowers. Past couple of weeks, we've
Yeah.
just been trying to give him his flowers. It just comes into a debate. If now, do you want your MVP for that league to be a guy who plays every day
Hmm.
and plays both sides of the ball, or are you just gonna value the hitting over everything else? I
Yeah.
think it comes into point, and like I've seen too that on certain nights, Otani may not even be the best player on his team.
Yeah.
Like certain nights, like he's not the MVP of his team all the time. Like you got
True.
like Freddie Freeman, you have Mookie Betts. Like night in and night out, Lindor is the MVP of that team.
Yeah, and I think it'd be pretty ironic too. Is some of those MVPs that Otani won with the Angels? I feel like it was only because he could hit and pitch, because he could
Yeah.
be on the field every day. Now, how
Yep.
ironic would it be that he lost it because he wasn't on the field every day? Kind of be funny,
It would
but
be. It would be very ironic.
it's going to be a close race. I mean, obviously, running out of time. There's only 3 weeks in the season. I think Lindor would have to go absolutely nuclear and
Yeah.
not even just keep hitting home runs, keep stealing bases, keep making great plays. I think he would have to throw in some walk-offs, some big go-ahead homers in the seventh, eighth, and ninth, because then he's got to get the media buzz around him. It's
Yeah.
starting to build up a little bit,
I mean, listen,
but
I've seen MLB Network talk about it.
yeah,
I mean, I know the guys in New York, like SNY, like Yes
yeah,
Network, they're talking about
yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's on like the New York, like because we see it every day. It's in
yeah,
the New York media.
hmm,
I mean, for it to get like a national recognition is something that would need to happen, which is going
hmm,
to be hard
yeah,
because Otani just has a national and he's got a global like
yeah,
recognition for this
true,
sport.
true.
So it's tough to beat that because everybody kind of just wants to see Otani win it.
Yeah. And, if he does, probably when he does, it will be rightfully so. But it's even just exciting to see Lindor this close. I think on DraftKings, his odds went from like plus 2,500 to like plus 1,000. So he's
Yeah.
creeping. He's creeping.
I've also seen too that like Lindor itself is like putting up a Hall of Fame case because he's one of three shortstops to have 5 seasons of 30 and 20 30 home runs and 20 stolen bases. So that in itself is just cool that
Hmm.
this guy is a New York Met,
Yeah.
you know.
It is kind of funny too because, yeah, he's having one of the best seasons as a shortstop in franchise history. One of the best, honestly, shortstops to kind of ever played a game based on some of his
Yep.
numbers. I mean, 30 home runs in 5 straight seasons. Only one other guy has done that. That was A-Rod, who has 7. So at the shortstop position, which you don't really usually think of who has a lot of power, usually that's kind of changed over the last
Usually,
few
yeah.
years. But, who
Especially
usually
this
doesn't have a
year.
lot of power. Yeah. So, he's changing it every single night. And kind of speaking, kind of transitioning into the AL MVP talk is, another shortstop who is having probably the best season as a shortstop almost definitely franchise history, but maybe even MLB history is Bobby Witt
Yeah.
Jr. The
Yeah.
guy, I did not know how good he was doing at the All-Star break. He was in the home run derby, so he's talked about a lot. He was doing good. He went on an insane tear
Insane
after the
tear.
All-Star break. If you look at his stats now, he is batting 339 with 30 homers and
Yep.
97 RBIs.
Which is
Also,
wild.
yeah, still has so far stole 28 bases, and he's has an OPS over 1,000.
The fact that he's batting like close to 340 is insane.
I know. At one point, he was batting like 350 a couple weeks ago, which is just
Yeah.
like at this point in the season, and he hasn't missed any games to my
Yeah,
knowledge.
no.
I know he might have sat a game or two, but knock on wood, I don't think he's had an extended absence. So,
Yeah.
he's
And
got
his WAR,
40
he's got
doubles.
like a 9 WAR like this year,
No, I know, and
which
this is yeah.
insane.
Yeah, and this is someone I definitely love every time Bobby Witt does something good. I definitely love trying to get under Nick's skin,
Yeah.
saying that he's going to take away the MVP from Judge, because I feel like the reason people are talking about this so much, and pretty much why we're talking about it right now as well, is because I think Judge and Otani are the clear winners, should be pretty close to
100%.
unanimous. I think
Yeah.
should be pretty close to unanimous, if not unanimous. But that's boring for the media, for TV,
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. You can't, obviously they're highlighting both of their historic seasons, Judge chasing 62 again, Otani chasing 50-50. That's cool, but there's only so much you can talk about with that because you have to rely on them.
Yeah.
To talk about, now to talk about the MVP race, you have to find another guy to build some buzz around. Not that they're going to win, but to kind of make it interesting and have some points, because if you look at Judge's numbers, obviously they're better
I mean, yeah,
besides batting average.
Judge's
But
numbers are crazy.
yeah, I
I
didn't
mean,
realize this until now. Sorry,
I
you haven't
mean,
pulled up?
yeah, that he's batting 323.
Yeah.
He's got 51 home runs. He's already at 124 RBIs with like basically a month left to play.
Yeah.
And like he's got an OPS of 1,157, which is just absurd.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, dude, come on. And he's only struck out I mean, what is it? 150 times? I mean, that's like granted like a lot, but
Hmm.
like all the outs that he has and he's striking out that much, or dude, like come on. Like
Yeah.
what I'm pretty sure he's also got he's got like 7 stolen bases thrown in there. The guy steals a couple of bags too.
He does. And I mean, Witt plays a great shortstop, but Judge plays an unbelievable outfield
Unbelievable.
because he can play center field too.
Yeah,
It's
he
crazy.
can play all 3 outfield spots,
Yes.
and he's like I've seen him rob home runs.
Yeah.
Like he's throwing guys out on
Great
the
arm.
bases.
Yep.
Yeah, he's killing it,
And
dude.
and this is the craziest part now, looking at these guys side by side. Judge has about 60 less at bats than Bobby
Wow.
Witt, with more home runs and more RBIs. Granted, I'm pretty sure a walk doesn't count as an at bat,
It
right?
doesn't, no, yeah.
So Judge definitely gets intentionally walked a lot more, but still they have, 60 less at bats, and to be able to put up more production, RBI and home run wise, I mean, that's pretty impressive. That is
I mean,
pretty
I'm sure
impressive.
Bobby Witt Jr. though also walks just as much,
Probably does.
you
I'm trying
know?
to find it real quick.
I mean, he's like a leadoff guy. He's got 47 walks this year. And
I'm pretty sure Judge has over 100.
to Judge's yeah, Judge has
113.
113
Yeah,
walks.
so it's still like 60 more.
Yeah,
More. Yeah,
that's crazy.
that is
That's
nuts.
wild.
No, I know, because I think I saw something the other day that like Judge and Soto are like the first teammates since some other crazy duo to both have 100 walks in a season.
100 walks is wild.
I know, and both of them have it back to back
That's crazy.
in that lineup. So, yeah, I mean, they'll probably both keep doing good for the rest of the season. I think the they'll both end up winning it, but the race will be fun. I mean, it's got to be cool just to
Yeah.
even hear MVP chants if you're Lindor. So,
No, 100%. Going from getting booed in April and May
mhm.
to hearing MVP chants not only at home but on the road, it's
Yeah.
kind of special. That's what I thought was really cool is that he was
Mhm.
in like Chicago, he was in like San Diego, and they're chanting MVP there. I mean, I get it, like Mets fans travel, but like
Yeah.
they don't listen. Those are people that live in those cities that are Mets fans chanting.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's really cool. I think it's going to be a fun end of the season. And that's all I could think of right now for the MVP talk. We'll
Yeah,
report
man.
back come the end of football season,
I
baseball
know,
season.
yeah, I know football's coming along, but this is like my favorite part of baseball season really right
Hmm.
now is that last September stretch. I mean, the
Yep.
Mets are in a playoff race. The
Hmm.
Yankees are pretty much in the playoffs, but
Going for the
they're
division.
they're going for the division, so that's going to be close.
Hmm.
You got Otani, looking to win a ring finally, so he's going to try and win a ring with the Dodgers. Hopefully
Yep.
that doesn't happen, but
Hopefully.
and then you got Bobby Wood Jr., who the Kansas City Royals like basically came out of nowhere. They're playing good. So so you got these four MVP like candidates kind of
Hmm.
like pushing their team to the playoffs, pushing them to a
Hmm.
late September run. So it's going to be like a lot of fun to watch. And I'm just excited.
Yeah, I get so excited for this time of year. Starts to turn to fall, the exciting baseball starts to come, the crowds start livening up because they know this is crunch time, They can try and help
Yeah,
their teams win as much as possible. And before we know it, there'll be hopefully October baseball with both New York teams. Hopefully the
that'd be
Mets sneak in
sick.
there too, which would be
Hey,
nice.
a
They
Subway
deserve it.
series would be fucking
That would
sweet.
be insane
That'd be
too.
sweet. That'd
Yeah,
be sweet.
I would enjoy that. But yeah, kind of the switch, into our next topic. Couldn't think of a cool segue for it, but
Nope. Nope.
an album we've talked about quite a bit was the Post Malone Country album of him gathering all the Avengers together, the Country Avengers, ring by ring, feature by feature, and
Feature by feature, ring by ring.
yeah, snippet by snippet, and creating just this beautiful album. And then day of decides to say, "Hey, I dropped a deluxe, 9 more
Yeah,
songs.
9 more
If
songs.
18 wasn't enough."
Yeah,
And boy, was everyone good.
this album came out on the 16th of August, and it's
Hmm.
quite literally the only thing I've listened
Hmm.
to since.
Yep.
It's like I have the album on repeat. I have an we've talked about when you listen to an album, you play one through whatever it is.
Yep.
You don't shuffle. And then like I've listened to that album probably in order for like the past like 2 weeks, and now I'm finally shuffling it around.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, like the 9 extra solos songs he released, just like a completely another album. It's like we got two in one. He pulled a Taylor Swift on us, dude. It was
Yeah, he
crazy.
literally did. It felt great. It felt great. And there was obviously I saw the set list beforehand and I saw how many features he was going to have. And I figured those songs would be good because a lot of the feature artists, like I knew pretty much every single one,
Yeah,
and we knew, most people knew. And you figured they were going to be good because even if Post wasn't good, this guy would be good, or this girl, or if that girl or guy wasn't good, Posty would pick it up. But the
exactly.
thing I was skeptical about and thought would make the whole album is the two songs, he kind of had by himself. How were those going
Yeah,
to be? And then they were great. And then
those
I
are
have
like my
not
two
listened to the
favorite on
nine.
the album.
Yeah, and I haven't
Yeah,
listened to the 9 songs yet somehow, but I listened to one of them and they sounded great too.
yeah.
So I think he hit it out of the park.
Dude, he really did, man. I'm going to uh the Post Malone and Jones Beach, which I'm very excited for.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I haven't been really to a concert at Jones Beach since
Mm.
Jimmy Buffett. So
Oh.
I'm really excited, to go there, tailgate for a little bit. I know you just went to a Jimmy Buffett basically uh event with the Yard Goats. So tell us about that, Tyler.
Yeah, no, I saw this and I've had this circled on the calendar for probably months since they dropped their promotion schedule, like before their season. But they said they were going to have a Margaritaville themed night. And it said calling all Jimmy Buffett fans and Parrot heads, come down to the Yard Goats. First 1,000 fans get a Yard Goats themed Hawaiian shirt. So I said, hell yeah, I would love
Hell
to go to
yeah.
that. And lucky enough, some guy from my work gets tickets to all the home games. I don't think it's his tickets. I think it's like part of the company. And, you can give it to family, friends, clients. And, he usually sends like the tickets like a month before or a couple weeks before. So as soon as he sends out the email saying, September 4th, I got 2 or 4 tickets. I said, 2 tickets, give me them right now. I
Right
need them.
now.
I need to go to that game. So me and Taylor were pumped. It's only like 15 minutes away from our house. It's a Hartford Yard Goats, so double A affiliate for the Colorado Rockies. We drove there. We got in the spirit. Taylor was wearing some Hawaiian themed shirt.
Let's go.
Yeah, and I was gonna wear mine when I got there. She was playing Jimmy Buffett in the car. We were loving it. We were ready, and we got there probably like 30 minutes early. And the lines at the main gate were actually pretty filled for a double A ballpark in downtown Hartford. There was a lot of other people as
People love
excited
Jimmy
as
Buffett,
us.
man.
Yeah, and it was so cool too because like a lot of people were wearing Hawaiian shirts. A lot of people were wearing Jimmy Buffett shirts and Jimmy Buffett hats, Like everyone was so excited outside and you could hear them just talking about Buffett and stuff. And, it was bringing a tear to my eye because, we kind of lost him so soon.
Yeah,
We didn't realize it was the last time we were ever going to see him at Jones Beach.
I know.
So,
It's crazy.
so long ago. And yeah, luckily, once we got let in, we got the shirt. I threw it right on. They had a little Jimmy Buffett cover band. So Margaritaville was playing on the way in. And, Taylor and
That's
I walked to
awesome.
the closest bar. We got a margarita. We had to pour one out for the boy, and it was a good game. Everything they gave us some lays as well to put around
Oh,
our
that's
necks.
cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
so they really went into the whole theme of the thing, and the game was good, but for some people, I feel like it was just a secondary kind of matter on the
Secondary
night.
thing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would have had it be a secondary thing too. 'Cause I think that's just a really cool promotion, Like I know they probably uh thought about this before he passed away because they do all these promotions and stuff years
Yeah,
prior to
usually,
actually
yeah,
it
yeah.
happening. But
Mhm.
like, that's just a really cool thing because I mean Labor Day weekend was pretty much when he passed
Mhm.
away last year, so
Mhm.
almost a year to the date. So RIP, man. And
I know. I get sad about it every time because I always tell Taylor, we've been twice to the tailgate and it was just the best tailgates ever. I mean, Jimmy Buffett had great music too, but those tailgates were something else. Going out there for 12 hours, having each meal right there and just getting
yep.
a lot of drinks in you was unbelievable. I miss the
Just the
tailgates.
vibes, just
Hmm.
the vibes, immaculate. Like just
Hmm.
immaculate vibes the whole time.
I'd give
So
anything to go one more time.
no, literally anything, dude. It's so much fun, man.
Yeah.
I miss it and I think it really shows that how one person could just like
Hmm.
cultivate like a group of people. So
Yeah, yeah, literally. It literally is like such a community,
yeah.
seeing everyone wearing shirts from different places. They've seen them on tour and different hats and
Yeah.
stuff. Honestly, I didn't think that many people would care as much as me and, Taylor too. But when I showed up, I was so happy to see,
Yeah.
how excited. I mean, everyone pretty much put on the Hawaiian shirt and
That's
was wearing
awesome.
it too, just because it was a cool shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, everyone was definitely enjoying the cover band. Everyone was excited. They said to hear some live music and some good music because
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett has some great music. So it's definitely great. And too bad we couldn't tailgate in downtown Hartford. I think we would have been a hazard.
That would have been a hazard, but it would have been a good celebratory thing to do,
Yeah. Hmm.
But speaking of tailgates, kind of moves us on to it. It's in the time for us to tailgate some football, Tyler. It is
Yes, sir.
football season. We are excited. We're both wearing, jerseys today because the Chiefs and Ravens play later tonight. As of us
Hmm.
recording this, the game will be already over by the time you guys watch this.
Yeah, we got one
Um,
hour, 1 hour till game time.
yeah, so we gotta start finishing up this podcast because we gotta watch the
We got
game.
some stuff to do.
Yeah, so just kind of talk about our excitement, Tyler, of the year. We both were in a couple of fantasy leagues together.
Hmm.
We were in two. I was in three total leagues. How many were
So
you
was
in?
I. I was in three.
So yeah,
Oh, you
three
have other
leagues.
friends? What's up with that?
You have other friends? What's up with that? The third one I'm in is Joey's friends, and they needed another
Oh, okay,
person,
yeah,
so
that's
they
fine.
asked me to be in it. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, so I'm in three leagues. Are you in another one with work or friends?
Friends with Nick and Croc and Bobby
Nah,
and
it's okay.
Jamie. Yeah.
I like those guys. I like those guys. Upset they didn't ask me to be in it, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I could have. I think we actually needed, but I
Don't worry.
forgot.
Yeah, next year. Next year.
Next year,
Next year.
next year.
Think about me for next year.
I
This
will.
goes out to you, Croc, because I know you're listening.
Yes.
So think about me for next year. But yeah, so just kind of a quick overview. We'll like kind of post our teams that Tyler and
Mhm.
I's league. You guys can vote which team you think is better in each league that we have.
Yeah.
But kind of just like a summary, Tyler, like what was your takeaway of drafting this year? What picks did you have and what was your kind of, I guess, mentality going into the draft?
Yeah, it was crazy how it actually worked out. I had pick one in a league of 10. I had pick 10 in a league of 10 and pick 12 in a league of 12. So
Wow.
I was either first or last. Um, so basically, in the ones where I had the first pick, I mean, it's Christian McCaffrey. That was my
Yep.
first pick, and I
Yep.
won't go through the other picks. And then in the 10 and the 12 league, I thought whatever's there is what will dictate how I want to draft. And basically, how I wanted to draft was I complained so heavily about my running backs last year having no production because there's not that many good, productive running backs left in the league. So I was going to go running back heavy, and I think I did a pretty good job of that in each league. I
Yeah.
don't know, on paper, it looks good. How it's going to turn out
Turn
during the
out.
season, we don't know. But I know in like one league I have Saquon and Alvin Kamara. Those are some good fantasy guys, you know.
Yeah.
Another one I think I have CMC. I don't know who I actually paired up with CMC. I can't even remember. But I tried to go running back heavy.
CMC is all you need, man. He gets like 20
Yeah,
points a
and
game.
I tried to leave tight ends and quarterbacks later. Usually I go really early with them, but there were some good productive tight ends outside of Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, and Sam Laporta.
Laporta.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, I feel that had good value and going pretty late. I mean, Evan Ingram, Trey McBride, who are
Yeah.
not destined, but rumored and hopeful to have good seasons.
Good
So
seasons.
I
Yeah.
got them kind of late. So I thought this season my philosophy was draft people who I really have never drafted in the past because I'm still looking to win a ring in the league. So
Yeah.
I got to
Me
switch it
too.
up. I got to
Me
switch it
too.
up. So I mean, I was having some fun with it this year, and I know in one of the leagues, maybe both. At least in Dan's league, I really liked your team. It was good. I remember Jimmy was texting me separately, and he said, "Damn, Cross seems good." And I said, "Damn."
Yeah, I like my team in Dan's league too. With I really like that team in that league.
Hmm.
I got Jamar Chase in that league pretty late.
Hmm.
He like dropped to me at like the ninth pick I had in that
That's
draft
crazy.
out
Yeah.
of 12
Hmm.
people. So I was like very surprised that I did get him.
Yeah.
Um, and I kind of just stuck to just picking the best available, and then I got a stack with Joe Burrow. I love the stacks. I'm like a whore for those things.
Yeah.
I
I
absolutely
love
love
it
them.
so much. Yeah. I
I
was
love
only
it
able to
so
do that in
much.
one league.
Yeah, so I mean, and then I did another league with my brother and his friends, and I ended up getting Chase again, which was pretty cool. That was a
You have him in
a, a
every
league of
league.
10. Yeah, so that's why I draft. So and then I got shit on it because the last draft that I had the third overall pick. I had Tyreek on the board. I had Justin Jefferson on the board. I had
CeeDee
all these
Lamb.
other yes, I had CeeDee Lamb on the board, and I took Jamar Chase at 3. I got so much crap for it. But my philosophy is that Jamar Chase is my guy this year. I'm going to take Jamar Chase. He was on the board. If Brees Hall was there, I was going to take Brees at 3. But
Brees Hall wasn't
I
there at three.
no,
Who took him two
he
or
got
one?
picked right before me.
Oh, sorry. I
Billy,
didn't pay. I was busy
yeah.
this night, so I did
So
not know who went early in the draft at all.
yeah, so I was trying to take Brees at 3, and
What?
Brees got taken at 2, and
Yeah.
I'm not really a huge B. John Robinson fan, or
Yeah. That's fair.
so I was like, I don't really like him that much. So
Hmm.
and then I was stuck between. I was like, okay, am I going to draft like one of these other receivers,
Hmm.
or am I going to draft Jamar Chase? And I was like, I
Fair.
already have Jamar
Okay.
Chase, and I'm riding on him. I was like, I like to root for my guys, so I was like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm taking Jamar Chase. I'm pulling. You ever watch the movie Draft Day? I don't think we've went over this conversation,
I have
but
not.
he traded up for the number one pick to get Bo Callahan, and who was the number one quarterback. And everybody thought he was going to be the GOAT. He traded up. Everybody thought he was going to pick him. And then he ends up taking the guy he could have taken at 9 anyway.
Oh,
So it didn't even matter.
yeah. I've seen that
So, and
scene on
everybody went
TikTok.
crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah,
All
crazy
right.
clip on TikTok. That's what I did. I took Jamar Chase, but I think the rest of my team ended up going out pretty well. I didn't end up getting the stack that I wanted to
Hmm.
with Burrow. He got taken like 2 picks before me. I was pissed. I was about to take him,
Yeah,
but I
no,
got a stack in Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray.
that's
So
not terrible.
okay with
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah,
think I think your team still turned out great. I still shit on you for the Jamar Chase pick.
100%. Please do it.
Um,
Please do it.
obviously you can make fun of all of us, when he has his good games, which he will. But yeah, because I wasn't paying attention to the draft until I was coming up that night. So I didn't pick it up until we were on like the seventh pick. And I saw that Lamb and Jefferson and Garrett Wilson were all still available. And I
Yeah,
haven't been able to get Garrett Wilson in a single league. And I wanted somebody to root for that is on
yeah,
my team.
yeah.
So all of a sudden, obviously, then Lamb and Jefferson went back to back. So I was like, bang, Saquon, or I think I did Saquon Wilson or Wilson Saquon, didn't matter. I had back to back. But all right, so I give you a little slack,
Little
but
slack, but I understand. I would have given anybody else slack too that did the same thing because I shit on Jimmy for taking AJ Brown at like number. I think he had number 3 and or number 4, and he took AJ
yeah.
Brown at like 4. When again, all those guys were on the board. He could have taken Chase. He could have taken
No, I
Jefferson.
know.
Like
I
all those
know.
guys were on the
It,
board.
it, it was so weird how it worked out in that draft, too, because we drafted Sunday when CeeDee Lamb was not signed yet.
Yep.
So CD dropped to eighth, to Casey at 8, I believe, or 7 or 8.
Yep.
And of course, the next day he signs his big deal. But yeah, I think it was the same thing for Jimmy because Jimmy won the championship last year with AJ Brown. So I think
Yeah.
he's
So
taking
that's
his
what
guy
he
again.
did. He
So
took his guy again. So like I shit
fair,
on him for
fair.
doing that, and then I did the same thing.
Yeah,
So it is what it is.
it is what it
But
is. We'll see
I'm
if he
excited.
plays.
We'll post our teams. You guys can let us
Mhm.
know who has the better team. Really excited to see how it turns out. I am like historically not very good at fantasy football. I think I fall between like middle of the pack to like bottom 3 teams in the league. I've
Mhm.
never finished last yet, knock on wood.
Yeah.
But I always end up not finishing very good. So I'm hoping
Yeah.
I have better luck this year
Yeah.
and it ends up turning out
I
right.
hope so too. Yeah. I didn't want to say it, but I mean, I'm not saying I'm much better. I haven't won either, so we're even. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, a couple of times it's tough with your schedule. I feel like with work sometimes. Like there's a
Yeah.
late scratch, and I'll look at your lineup. I'm like, oh, Carl didn't take him
Yeah, and
out.
I'm just at work.
Yeah. God damn it. But
I mean, I've been pretty lucky. I've had a lot of Sundays off, but
fair.
it's like it happens like right before game time and I'm like not paying attention. It's whatever though. It is what it is.
Yeah. So yeah, like Carl said, we'll post our schedule or our teams online. You guys can roast them as much as you guys like, or hopefully say they're good. Um, but yeah, the last fun thing we wanted to do was talk about our actual favorite teams besides the Chiefs and the Ravens. But talk about the Giants and the Jets and their upcoming schedule for the season. Our game and last topic of the podcast. We're just going to give our predictions on how we think this season is going to go for our respective teams. So, Carl, you want to look at your schedule and
Yes,
tell the viewers how the Giants are going to do?
I would love to go first. Let me just preface this saying that I'm very excited as a New York fan to watch the Jets play because I
Hmm.
really hope that they end up doing really well. And I'm
Thank
very
you.
excited to watch my New York Giants play as well. But relatively, I kind of hope we win games, but I do want to stay in the conversation for like a top 5 pick because I feel like next year's draft, there's some really good valued players within the top 5 picks.
Hmm.
So already I kind of want the predictions that I'm about to give to be a lot of losses, but sorry about that. Um, but here we go. So I will start with game 1. I
Hmm.
actually think the Giants are going to win against the Vikings.
I agree.
So Giants Vikings, I think the Giants come out on top. Week 2, Giants Commanders. I think the Giants are going to win this one. The Giants kind of have the Commanders number, rookie QB. Um, the Giants have like a sneaky, like decent defense, and I think can give Jaden Daniels in his first game a kind of hard time.
Hmm.
Uh, Giants Browns. I think this is where we get our first loss of the season. The Browns come away there.
Fair.
Giants Cowboys. I think the Cowboys win. So now 2-2.
Hmm.
Giants Seahawks. I
Jesus.
think this one's tough because I mean the Seahawks are good, but different coach. Pete Carroll's not there anymore,
True.
right?
True. Yeah, no, he
So
retired.
He
or
retired, so
mutually step down.
I think that that will be a close game, and I think the Giants will come out there. So,
Okay,
3-2. The Bengals Giants. I think Jamar Chase is going to probably score like 7 touchdowns that game.
absolutely.
Bengals win that one. So we're back to 3-3.
Yeah,
Eagles Giants. Eagles win. So that's or 3-4. Giants Steelers. I think the Steelers win.
yeah.
3-5. Commanders, Giants. I think the Commanders win this game after losing to them earlier in the season. It's hard to beat a team twice. So that is what is it? 3-5?
Mm-hmm.
I think three and
Yeah, I think three
five.
and five.
Giants, Panthers. I think the Giants win there. So 4-5.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Bucks, Giants. I think the Bucks win. I like Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
So 4-6. Giants, Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to beat the Giants twice this year.
Mm-hmm.
So 4-7.
Yeesh.
Saints, Giants. This will be a cool game. I could potentially see the Giants sneaking one out here at home. So
Could.
I'm gonna say five,
Derek Carr's
five
kind of
and seven.
stinks.
Yeah, he's okay. Like he was good in the Raiders. He hasn't really proven it. I could be
No.
wrong.
Yeah.
So 5-7. Ravens, Giants. Ravens win. So 5-8. Giants, Falcons. The Falcons could potentially be really good this year with Kirk Cousins. They
Mm-hmm.
got a pretty solid offense. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go the Falcons win, so 5-9. Colts Giants, could be a close one. I think that the Colts are going to win, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to go 5-10, and then finally, I think the Giants lose here to the Eagles. They lose 2 games again, and they go 5-12. I think that's right.
Yeah,
Or
that would be the
yeah,
final. Yeah,
I think that would
17.
be the final. Yeah, it's 17 games that
Yeah,
they.
a lot of interesting games in there for the Giants because obviously we don't know how some of these teams will play. But like on paper, I mean, those games against the Saints, you don't know how they'll play. The Falcons on paper look better, but they might not
Yeah,
mesh together. You never know. The
yeah,
Giants could be one of
exactly.
those teams that takes down the Ravens for fun in 1 week. So yeah, it's definitely a tough schedule. A lot of improved teams that they have to go against, and then
No,
obviously the powerhouses of the Cowboys and the Eagles.
definitely. Like, I think if I had like a little bit just more confidence in the Giants, like
Hmm.
I would say that I think we could probably sneak another 3 wins in there, and it could be like
You never
an
know.
8-win team.
Yeah.
But we got to see how it all starts clicking because I don't judge much off the preseason. You
Yeah.
don't really
No.
see a lot of the starters playing. So come like week 4 or 5, the team might be rolling, and I might have a completely different opinion. So. Let's go Giants,
Yeah.
and hopefully I'm wrong, but who knows?
Hopefully. You never know. But right before I get to my picks about the Jets schedule, we have some NFL breaking news, actually.
Breaking news on the app.
Chiefs'
Uh,
number one fan will be at the game. Oh,
oh, let's freaking go!
God damn it.
Let's go,
Come
Taylor
on.
Swift.
Focus yourself.
Let's
Why don't you want
freaking
to focus?
go!
Yeah, but Chiefs' number one fan, Taylor Swift, will be at the Thursday night game. That's
Yo, did you?
getting worse. There you go.
Oh, look at it! Oh, let's go! Yo, did you see the report that apparently she's been drawing up plays for Travis Kelce and is submitting them to uh
Oh, I saw Pat Mahomes joke about that she's
yeah,
getting, yeah, really into the game, even drawing up some plays.
she's giving it to Coach Reed.
Dude, if I lost a game to the Chiefs and I find out that a
The
play, it
Taylor
doesn't even have
Swift.
to be Taylor Swift, it could be any fan, any girlfriend, any wife. If I lost because of a play, not the
That they
team
drew
drew
up.
up, I would be so furious. I would put my foot through the TV if I find out after the game, if it was like, oh yeah, so and so drew up that game winner. Mm. But anyway, exciting news. She will be at the game tonight to kick off the season right. So that is some good stuff, folks.
That is
But
awesome.
anyway, we'll go into my Jets schedule real quick. They start off, they have a lot of primetime games in the schedule. They're tied for the most primetime games of the season,
Which is awesome. It's awesome.
awesome, but also scary.
Scary.
Yes. And it starts right off Monday Night Football, just like last year, where Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles against the defender on the Bills, who is now, I found out, on the 49ers.
That's
So he will be
wild.
playing him again on Monday Night Football. Will I be crying and sweating and throwing up? Absolutely, I will. Hopefully, I don't think we're going to win this game. I think we start 0-1, but a win in my books
Okay.
is if Aaron Rodgers plays the whole game. Bang. Then we go to week 2. We go to the Titans. I'm going to call that one a win. I know the
Let's
Titans got
go.
some more offensive weapons, but I think we even out. We go 1-1. Then we come home for Thursday night football, short week against the Patriots. Patriots have had our number in the past, but no more Bill Belichick. I think we right the ship and we go 2-1.
Okay. Okay.
And then we got the Broncos, also testing a rookie quarterback, Bo Nix. He has to come to MetLife again. That team will still be trying to gel. I think we win again. I think we start
I
3
think
and
so
1.
too. I have a hot take though. I think that team is gonna have a better offense than people think
I
with
think
Bo
so too.
Nix.
Yes,
Yeah, hot
I
take.
agree, and they have some good defense. I mean, Sertan just got locked up. I think
Yeah.
come the end of the season, they'll be better than they were last year.
Yeah, I think
But
so too.
I'm happy we're getting them in week 4. Let's just
Yeah.
say because they'll be better. And then we have the Vikings too. We're playing them. I didn't even realize this that we have the game in Tottenham. We're playing them 9:30 in the morning on
Oh,
Sunday.
that's crazy.
I don't know how I'm just finding this out now, but yeah, we're playing them in London, 9:30 Sunday morning. The Vikings. I don't know. I think we win that because we have to play Sam Darnold though. I hate when we play ex players. They might want to pop off against us.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson. I'm gonna say a win. I'm gonna be biased on that one. Go 4-1.
Let's
Um,
go.
I'm gonna go 4-1, and then we come back home to play Monday Night Football again against the Bills, which is gonna be a tough one. I think we split the season series with them. I say we lose this one. We have had
Wow.
quite a travel. Even though we have a week off, we come from London. I think we lose this one. The Bills will just be playing hot at that point. So 5-2.
4-2.
Thank you. 4-2. Then we gotta go play the Steelers. They got a little better, but they have some question marks with Russell or if they want to do Fields. That's a Sunday night game in Pittsburgh. I'm gonna say Jets.
All right, let's go. The confidence, baby.
I know I'm gonna
Let's
go Jets, even though that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be a tough game. So now we're 5-3. Patriots in Gillette. I know I did say they would beat us once, but I don't think they're going to beat us once. I think we turn it around, and I think we'll win again, 6-2. Texans on Thursday Night Football.
Shit.
Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. We beat them last year when CJ Stroud was hot, but it was a rain game. He kind of got banged up. We kind of held our own at MetLife.
He's also a rookie. I mean,
Yeah, he
not a
was a
rookie. He's
rookie.
sophomore. He's gonna be a sophomore now.
So he's
Sophomore slump can
got
happen.
digs. I am a big sophomore slump guy. Just because we're home, I'll say we win that one. I say we win
Let's-
that against the Texans. What am I saying? What are we right now? 8-3?
You're 7-2.
7-2. Yeah, that makes sense. And then the Cardinals. I'll call this one. I'll call this one a trap game on the road in Arizona. I say we just lose this one. Just some weird
Wow.
stuff happens.
Wow. Okay.
Because I can't say we win all these games. That doesn't sound right as a Jets fan. So then we drop to 7-3, and then we have the Colts the next week back at home. So that's a Sunday Night Football game too. What is going on? Sunday
That's
Night
wild.
Football against the Colts. We're gonna win that one. We're gonna improve to 9-3, 9-2, 9-3,
9-3. 9-3.
9-3. God, I'm so bad at this. 9-3. Then we have a lovely bye. We got the Seahawks. Seahawks is another team that I think will not be doing great. We'll go 10-3. We'll win.
Wow.
But then we have the Dolphins on the road. The Dolphins we can never beat for some reason, so that's a loss. 10-4. Damn it. I didn't want to be this kind to them, but I think I might have to be. And then the Jags, I don't know. Trevor Lawrence has not been as good as he usually is. I don't know. On paper, we got to go on the road. I say we lose this one. Tough matchup.
Wow. You wanted to say win. You wanted to say
Well,
win.
I did, but I'm going to then call these next 2 wins because we have the Rams at home. I will call a win. And then we have the Bills on the road. And after they beat us at MetLife, I say we beat them on the road to finish the season strong and win the division. I say Bills, Jets, and we go win that division 12-5, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
I say that's how we win the
Wow.
division. Yo, that's exciting.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
12-5, man. That's a good record.
12-5, we book it. Last day of the season, we win the division.
You
Sunday,
you heard it here first from Tyler Garnett on the Two Man Podcast. You heard it here first.
12-5, baby. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to say 10-7, but we're 12-5. Jets are going to the Super Bowl, folks. We're
That's
winning it all.
wild. That's what I like to hear, Tyler. Have faith in your team. Let's
I
go.
usually don't, but we're going to say it this year. We're going to say it this year. We're going to be cautiously optimistic with them. Regardless, football's back. Thank you guys listening to just another fantastic episode. We hope you enjoy tonight's games, tomorrow's games, the rest of the football games until February. Enjoy 7 hours of commercial-free football every Sunday.
Hell
Enjoy those snacks.
freaking
Enjoy those
yes.
beers. Let's get to it, folks. And
Let's
thank
get
you all
to
for
it,
listening.
man. Thank you all for listening. Be on the lookout on TikTok for our fantasy picks, and then also be on the lookout. We're bringing it back. We did it last year. It was a huge hit. We are bringing back our picks for the week. Parlay them all together. Let's make some freaking money.
Hell
Let's
yeah,
do it.
baby.
Let's do it.
Till next time, guys. We'll see you.
Till next time. Peace. Peace. Two man, too good, baby.